drum is ready. I might be ready. It's a sunny April morning. We have clematis flowers. I don't know what I'll do when these guys aren't blooming anymore with my lovely video landscape here. I'll work something out. There's no shortage of beauty around here. Got a few rainbows in the mix, probably. Rainbows on my face. Those things are great. Those prism diffractor stickers on the window. Or not stickers. They're like, whatever you call them. All right, so this is the follow-on video to da 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 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... So you got to have that down tight, comfortable at up to 90 or so. We're probably not going to take the ornamented or the pattern that I'm going to be sharing with these extra single roll triplet enhancements. And I think it's correct to say that they're triplets. I read that a triplet is where you have 3 hits in the space of 2 beats. And that's technically what's going on. But I don't really know, so don't quote me on that. I will also say that I learned yesterday, somewhat dauntingly, that the average speed in Irish traditional dance music of a jig is like 115 to 125 beats per minute, which honestly, if you're doing that, it's super, super fast without any doubling in there. These little doubling embellishments that I'm going to be sharing, they start to feel really fast when you get up around 100. Where like your brain kind of stops working and it's just like you're not going to be able to perform them unless they're mostly integrated into that motor rhythm category, right? And they're also awkward in a lot of ways because this pattern, right? If you've got a solid lock on this with your muscle memory, you can see that I almost do. Can I just talk and play this? One and up, and yeah, mostly sort of, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't need to. Point is, the 2 pieces we're going to be adding. I'll just play the whole 2 measure 6/8, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a thing for you. And instead of the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, it's now 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... I'm still working on it, obviously. I probably will for decades. That's the theory, if I live that long. But they're really weird. Each one of the variations is a very different kind of movement architecture. So the down up tap basic, right? The down up tap in the first one, that's replaced by a down up up down up. So down up tap is replaced by down up, which in itself is pretty easy, right? Down up down up, 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 down. So it's 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a da 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 da. Pretty straightforward once you get it going. I'm not sure why it caused so much brain melt for me, but now it's just it's getting to a place of like integration. It's starting to be pretty fun. And I got to say too that when you play it pretty fast and the feeling of these single-ended little embellishments or these ornamentations starts to happen like when you're just man, it's not going to do it now, but I'll include it in some of the Journeys of Inquiry jam things where it's really cool the way it will just sort of introduce itself into your playing, this new flavor or spice of rhythm that wasn't there, or not rhythm necessarily, but of like, well, sure, rhythm, whatever. All right, so it's down, da 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 da, bum ba 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 ba. That's the first half. We're just gonna keep it super slow today. I'm not gonna do a metronome. Rainbows don't seem to be like metronome resonant. I couldn't bring myself to get the metronome going. Second half, that's measure one, the 6 counts. Measure 2 is a whole different thing. It has the triplet part. The roll is at the beginning. So it's like this. I'll play a whole, and I'll put it on 3. Wow, my drum just softened up. When you put your warm, wet hand against the inside of it, it definitely, I found that at the beginning of a session, if I put both my hands on either side of the skin and just really like touch it all over and give it the heat and the moisture of my skin, look at that. Crazy, huh? Anyhow, if you do that first and then tune it up, they're interesting, right? I mean, even if I leave it alone now and I don't touch it with my tone hand, you can hear it slowly climbing back up towards that D where I had it mostly tuned at. Anyhow, whatever. Bum, ba, 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 ba. We're doing the whole thing. Bum, bum, ba, bum, 2, 3 and a 4 and the original. And a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So that's the second half. 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4 and a. And breaking it down, that's going 3 and a. And that's where it starts to get weird if you start having to think about it too much. You would think 3 and, which would be so easy, right? Da, da, da. But the problem with that, if you have a downstroke on the 3 and, your next hit needs to be this tap to set you up in the position. 3 and a. 3 and a. 3 and a. 1 and a. 2 and a. 3 and a. 3 and a. Maybe not. Maybe it's just that straightforward. I guess I haven't figured out exactly what I'm doing. 1 and a, 2 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a. 3 and a. 3 and a. So I just complicated it unnecessarily. Forgive me. 1 and a, 2 and a. 3 and a. 4 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a. 1 and a. That's the mistake I'm making. When I slow it down here, I'm forgetting on the 2 and a. You need to stay up here with a flat stroke so that you're in position for the 3 and a, which sets you up for the 4 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. 1. Wow, it's just getting so soft from my warm, wet hand. It's crazy. I feel a little bit sweaty. I think it might be warm in here this morning, sunlight. One and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a. And I've been practicing it on like about an 80 to, even though I had it going from 80 to 110 on the graduated metronome yesterday. And like at about 100, it starts falling apart for me. But I just keep like forging on and pushing against that edge where I think there's valuable, like, I'm getting mixed feelings about this. I don't know what the truth is, and it's going to be something that depends on you and the way your learning process works. But is it best to just stay well within a safe tempo where everything you're practicing is really precise, right? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Is it better to do that for 1,000 hours? Or is it going to be more helpful towards your like progression towards being able to perform it quicker and quicker with and maintain your clarity and accuracy of the pattern by pushing your edges? And I think it's probably true that maybe both of those things are in effect. So like that's the value in this case of that graduated TE Tuner metronome app that progresses the time over a 3 or 4 minute window, which is a nice little session. And then once, in my case for now, as I'm hitting that 100 and it begins to really fall apart, if I keep pushing forward, what happens is there'll be these little 10, 20 second, 10, whatever, 5-second windows of like lucidity that happen where the thing is doing these little like that are so blurry, like it's beautiful, and it's really getting me into more and more like a state of sort of awe and respect for when I watch the people who are really good at this, and they just make these beautiful, almost blurred actions that you can still hear are like just tight. They're clear. There's air in them. It's really a great thing to aspire to. Anyhow, so let's just go back once more for y'all. Down and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and call it good. What do you think?